You know what I mean? I mean, this is a mandatory, it is a mandatory 2-month prison. So I know we've got good lawyers and this and that, but, I mean, I don't think this is over. I really don't. I mean, Kurt is obviously going to have to go to court. Court was originally scheduled for tomorrow morning, but just Impact tapings over the next 3 days here.
So it'll be Saturday now instead, right?
It'll be the 15th, September 15th.
September?
Yeah, September.
They got to delay it that much?
Yeah, they're going to delay it out here for.
Damn.
We have that up on the website now, WZROnline.com. So he's going to be back in court on September 15th, I believe is the date. Obviously, he's going to have to prove that, number one, he had a prescription for this HGH. Number two, that his license was not suspended. You know, and this could be his attorney basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically trying to make Angle look good, you know what I mean, right now. Well, while the story is hot in the media, the attorney comes out and says, I'm not guilty. He's not guilty on all charges. And this always happens, you know, when somebody's arrested. You
got to do that, yeah.
They're published. It's basically damage control, you know what I mean? You just go into that mode where my client is completely not guilty on all charges, and then you really find out what goes down when the court takes it over, you know what I mean? So, the wait and see, man, on September 15th, it looks like the court.
What is TNA thinking about all this? Where does Kurt Angle stand? Obviously, last night he kept the title, so.
I didn't know. Yeah, well, they gave him the title, or he kept the title, retained the title last night at Hard Justice, which obviously means that, you know, there's not going to be any discipline. If there was going to be discipline, you would have seen it last night. I mean, they would have got the title off him like that. You know, I mean, last night would have been the time to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, he's going to be at the Impact tapings this week as well. Had the court date postponed to a later date so he could appear at them. So it looks like TNA is just going to go on with it. I know Lil Wayne 20, who just called us up live, you know, asked about Kurt going to WWE. The big deal here is that, I mean, this is coming on the heels of Jeff Jarrett and Karen Angle, you know, where Jeff was sent home, basically suspended from TNA, a company that he's part owner, you know what I mean? So it just seems odd that if you're going to punish Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, but he's got to be off him now a little bit, if not all together, you know?
Yeah, without a doubt. There's got to be some heat that's been taken off him, but it's the fact that you sent Jeff Jarrett home and suspended him. Yet if Kurt Angle, I mean, dude, this is big. This is a
lot worse. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I mean, this involves cops and courts and I mean, the Jarrett situation doesn't involve police and HGH and
it doesn't affect the company at all.
It's basically just Jeff's personal life. But if you're gonna sit there and suspend Jeff Jarrett and send him home over a personal
stuff. Yeah, Kurt Angle stuff could affect the company and business.
Yeah, without a doubt. And he's been named, if you look at these media articles, TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, and they're referring to him as a World Heavyweight Champion. So you're telling me that this guy is going to face no punishment for a crime, I guess, that was way more worse than Jeff Jarrett's. I mean, Jeff Jarrett's wasn't a crime, you know what I mean? But I mean, give me a break. You're gonna keep this guy as TNA World Champion. You're not gonna take the title. There's gonna be no discipline. You know, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. That shows favoritism, you know, from Dixie Carty to Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? It seems a little bit weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely seems weird. I don't know. Maybe there's still stuff to have. I don't know. You would think
I guess,
not only did they not punish him or take the title off him, they had him be the one making Matt Morgan look stupid. So he's the one, you know, holding Morgan down because he's the young guy and he's not, you know, and they don't do anything to him.
Still your World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, there was one play. I guess you're guilty or you're not guilty until proven innocent or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You got to give the guy his day in court, and I mean, either he did some serious sweet talking yesterday backstage at the pay-per-view to upper management where he claims he's totally not guilty. It still doesn't look good. The guy is taking HGH, okay? He's your World Heavyweight Champion, and he's
taking
the last thing, HGH, human growth hormone. Come on, this is
now is not time for that headline to come out, definitely. And what about Raka Khan? Is she in TNA still? What's going to happen with her?
She's there as well, and I bet you any money that she's done.
Future endeavor.
And here we have Jarrett, who stays suspended, right? So we got Jarrett.
Didn't do anything wrong.
Part owner didn't do anything. It was a personal issue, and this guy's suspended. You've got Kurt Angle, who's involved with the courts, the cops, the police, domestic abuse, drugs, da-da-da-da-da. And this guy's still World Heavyweight Champion for TNA? And this guy's still going to appear on the TNA tapings this week? Come on, man. I mean, it does. That seems unfair. I guess you got to give the guy his day in court. You know.
Well, let's say what if he does jail time? You say it's mandatory 2 months. He can't be champion for 2 months in jail. I mean, he's definitely going to miss a pay-per-view or two, as in a lot of TV.
Well, he's got court on the 15th.
Well, you say it's guaranteed he's going in.
It should be, no doubt. I mean, it's a mandatory sentence in Pennsylvania.
I don't see him going to jail.
I wouldn't rule it out.
No, I'm not ruling it out. I don't see it happening. I don't think it'll happen.
I mean, the guy's got lawyers, and he's a high-profile.
And the Paris Hilton thing was a lot different, right? I mean, what was her thing? Didn't she injure somebody or something?
I don't remember, man. I don't remember. I was trying to think when I brought that up earlier, what Paris Hilton
I thought she was DUI, but she got like a wreck or something and killed someone or hurt someone or something.
No, she didn't kill anyone or hurt anyone. I don't think it was bad, man. I really don't. She may have been on maybe like a probation or something like that and messed that up, you know what I mean? But they set examples. I think they set an example with Paris. And, you know, I mean, look at O.J. Simpson, you know, I mean, he got off with some serious shit back then. I know he's in jail now, but...
Yeah, for something you got.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're just going to have to give the guy his day in court. But right now, the early facts, everything that's out right now, it seems a little bit weird to me that this guy is still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And they could have easily changed that last night at the pay-per-view. I mean, listen, where do your titles change hands most of the time? On pay-per-view. That was the place to do it.
The Legends title changed hands. They didn't change the world title, the one that needed to be changed. But
see, the Legends title, I mean, I don't know. With Mick Foley and Kevin. Now, actually, let's get back to TNA Hard Justice. We had to talk about that anyway, the Kurt Angle situation.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow night, see if we can get some more details, and then come back on here tomorrow, run that down a little bit more in depth for you. But it just seems a little bit awkward right now that this guy's still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion. All right, so where do we leave off? TNA Hard Justice. We had the
Steel Asylum. So Daniels won that to earn a shot at the X title at the next pay-per-view. Then it was Abyss versus Jethro Holiday. That was a quick match. Abyss won with the Black Hole Slam after the match. Dr. Stevie got in Jethro's face too much, and Jethro knocked him out with a punch. So,
well, this is the same thing that happened. I don't know. I know you don't watch Impact that often.
Of course not. Never. Yeah, never.
But yeah, Abyss. Dr. Stevie is a therapist to deal with the weird folk in TNA, if you know what I'm saying, and Abyss wound up turning on him.
Yeah, I saw that at the paper. I know all that, yeah.
Yeah, a couple months back.
This is the bounty match, so he's trying to get people to beat up Abyss for him. And
well, this is basically the same storyline that they did with Abyss, where Jethro Holiday now turns on Dr. Stevie as well, you know what I mean? So you've got Abyss and Jethro Holiday, who have both turned on Dr. Stevie in recent months. So
there'll probably be one or two more, and then they'll turn on him, and then Dr. Stevie will start wrestling himself. I don't know.
Yeah, Hernandez, who made his return to Impact last week on Thursday night's broadcast, he defeated Big Rob Terry in a squash match. This lasted seconds, man. I mean, this was
they gave him a chance to give him his briefcase back, whatever that is, and make things right before the match. He's on the microphone, and then they come in the ring. All the British Invasion come in the ring. He attacks them all, and then when he clears house, finally it's just him and Big Rob. They ring the bell. He hits the ropes, hits him with a shoulder tackle, pins him 1, 2, 3, and it's over just like that.
Yeah, that was it, man. I mean, that was real quick. Rob's got some heat. We posted on the website here in the last couple of weeks. He's got heat for being green in the ring, and it's kind of furthers that. I mean, just a total squash. I mean, that's a big guy versus a big guy too. You know what I mean? Hernandez.
Yeah, but it would have been a bad match. So I mean, that's one way to get out of having them have to wrestle for a few minutes.
Right. It's probably better that that they did get that out of the way real quick. Because Hernandez is all right. I liked when it was Hernandez and Tom's side. You know what I mean? I mean, LAX.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day with Conan and the music and the angle they had going on with the racism, and that was a good angle. TNA was pretty cool then. Back in the day where they had Conan, right? Yeah, Conan's always one of my favorites. Always. Yeah, there's some problems between. I mean, it was a lawsuit. When Conan left that company, there was a racial discrimination lawsuit that he filed, and then it got settled out. Well, he worked for me. Remember, Conan? So. Yeah, he did. We had the exclusive when he filed that lawsuit. It's over now, so I mean. Right. Yeah, I remember that. Well, they settled out of court with that. I mean, it's no longer ongoing. We had British Invasion against Beer Money Inc. Eric Young interfered here. Eric Young did a major heel turn where basically he hates Americans now and has joined the British Invasion. Well, no, he leads the World Elite or something, right? Like a spin-off of the Main Event Mafia or some shit. Right, but it's all overseas guys. Yeah, it's all international guys. Sheik Abdul, Bashir, British Invasion. Well, yeah, all those guys, big heel factions. So, Cody Deaner. Oh, hold on, you didn't say who won the match. Eric Young interfered, like you said, and he came up on the apron, and then Beer Money Inc. was setting up their finisher or something, and then Eric Young distracted him. He was on commentary for the match, and then British Invasion, used a distraction to get the pin, and they had the IWGP titles or some shit, right? IWGP, yeah, that's right. There was actually a problem with New Japan where they didn't want to acknowledge. They do now, right? Yeah, they do now, but they didn't want to because the British Invasion hadn't worked for their promotion. So Team 3D is like a big name team, so when they go over there to Japan, they're still a big deal. Right. British Invasion, like, who the hell are these guys? They're our team. They had never even worked for New Japan, so New Japan said, why would we put our title on somebody that's never worked for our company? It doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? But they wound up acknowledging that. So British Invasion defeated Beer Money Inc. to retain the titles. Cody Deaner pinned Velvet Sky. I didn't think they were going to do this. I thought they had more respect. I told you. I know. I thought they had more respect for the Knockouts division, I guess. Yeah, but you know who they is right now? What's that? You know who? You said you thought they had more respect for the women. Who's they? Now that right, exactly. Now that Savio Vega and Dutch Mantel, Dutch Mantel are gone. Dutch Mantel was the head guy. He's back now, isn't he? Dutch Mantel. Well, no, Scott D'Amore. Is going to return, and he's like the agent for the women's division or something. Yeah, he used to be, and then he owns a bar up in Canada. Yeah. He left the company to go do full time, and now that Dutch Mantel is gone, but this was typical Vince Russo booking. I mean, this was 2001 This was 2001 WCW. All the bad stuff from it. I mean, it was, and I was telling you before, I knew it was. Come on, it's a tag team match for a singles TNA women's title, and there's one guy in the match, and Vince Russo's booking. What do you think is going to happen? Of course the guy's going to be the new women's champion. What else are they going to do? And the team won the belt. I don't think it was, because didn't ODB take the title from him and run off or something? So, I mean... Well, that's what I was wondering, but they're probably going to have to do... They'll do ODB versus Cody Deaner for the Knockout title or something, probably on Impact or,